Hello, hello. Thanks for stopping and watching my video. My name is Denise. I'm an independent consultant for Paparazzi Accessories. My consultant ID number is 246413. Today I wanted to talk to you about how I prepare for my Facebook Live videos that I put on every week. I've been selling paparazzi jewelry for the last 6 months now. I started December the 2nd of 2018, so I'm just going a little over 6 months right now. And you guys, I love it. It's so much fun. I have a full-time job already, but I do this on the side in the evenings and on the weekends. I do this because I absolutely love the jewelry, and I love selling it, and I've made a lot of friends along the way and a lot of connections. So I just wanted to show you how I prepare for my Facebook Lives every week. Now, I know every consultant has a little different way of doing it, so you can take what I show you and kind of tweak it to however it works for you. That's actually how I established how I do my lives. Is I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos when I first became a consultant just to get a bunch of ideas and put them together. So this is your business. You do whatever you want to do, and I'll just show you how I get set up and how it works for me. So anyway, when I get my jewelry in, I get this nice, lovely box of jewelry. I'm so excited whenever my jewelry comes in. I order a couple of times a week, so I usually will have 1 or 2 orders every week to show on my lives. So when the jewelry comes in, it's packaged in all this plastic to protect it, and it's packaged very well, so you know that your jewelry is protected when it comes through the mail. So what I wanted to show you is when I have a live video, I make sure that I take all of my jewelry that I'm going to show out of the package, just because it could be a little annoying hearing the crinkling of the paper all the time as you're trying to unwrap the jewelry and show your jewelry. So I like to unwrap my jewelry. I save the wrappings, so the plastic that it comes in, I have a box below my desk here that I keep all the plastic, because when I do sell it, I put the jewelry back in the plastic, and that's how I give it to the customer. So one tip that I would like to show you, when you do get your jewelry in, each one of the necklaces will have a staple. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a staple in there to hold the necklace up so it doesn't fall down in the bag. Be very careful when you're pulling your necklace out. When you open up the package, you want to make sure that you either pull that staple out or separate it before you pull your necklace out. If you don't do that, your necklace is going to get snagged on the staple as you're pulling it out, and you could possibly break your necklace. I also like to do that before I send any of my jewelry out to my customers, just because they don't know about that. They won't think about it. They will get the package and they'll be so excited to open it that they'll just want to pull the necklace out. And if they don't pull that little staple out, their necklace could break. So we do not want that to happen. So just to be careful of the staple. That little staple could cause a lot of harm, and we don't want that. So once I decide what jewelry I'm going to show, I pull the necklace or the earrings or bracelets, whatever, out of the packaging. I take the packaging and I don't throw this away. I put it aside, and I have actually got a box, like I said, underneath my desk that I keep all the packaging in. So the next thing that I do is I have a set of manila envelopes that I keep using over and over again, and I have them pre-numbered. So I have envelopes that go all the way up to 50 right now, because that's the most amount of jewelry that I have shown so far, is up to 50 pieces per live. Sometimes I show a little bit less, but usually it's around 50 pieces. So what I do with these envelopes, my numbers stay the same every single week, just because it makes it easier for me. So I always start with 1 and go up to however many pieces that I have. So what I do is I will take the envelope, number 1 envelope, I'll take my piece of jewelry that I'm going to show, and I will put it in the envelope. And the way I do it, just because it's easier for me, is I will hook the earrings at the top of the envelope so that when it comes time for me to show it, all I have to do is pull the card out. Then I'm not digging inside of the envelope, and then that way the necklace isn't getting crinkled at the bottom, or, you know, I don't want it to get all tangled before I'm showing it. So I want it to be just as easy as possible. So when I get to the envelope, all I have to do is just pull the necklace out and it's ready to go. So I get all my jewelry all prepared in the envelopes. And as I'm putting it in the envelope, I have a box next to me here. I'll bring it over this way so you can see. I just have a regular box, a paper box, and then I stack the envelopes up in the box here. So they're all lined up in order and ready to go. I have this box sitting next to me off camera so that as I'm doing my live, it's just a smooth transition, grabbing my jewelry, showing my jewelry, and then and I also will have another box on the other side of me, an empty box, so that when I'm done showing my jewelry, I'll put it back in the envelope and put it in the box next to me. So it literally goes from one box to the other on the other side. This way, if there's any comments after my live, as far as want to know if I have a certain number in stock or a question about something, my jewelry is still in the envelope. It's still numbered, and I know exactly what piece they're talking about. The next thing that I do is I write everything down. So I have a book here that I purchased from Office Max, or you can just get a regular loose leaf tablet, whatever you want. This one I chose because it has the little boxes. It looks like a little graph here, so you can chart everything. So what I do is I will put like my Facebook Live and the date up at the top here. I will number from 1 to whatever, however many pieces that I have, according to what's on my envelope. So I'll put the number and I'll put next to it in a circle how many pieces that I have of that particular jewelry. So when I do sell it, I can look and say, okay, ladies, I've got 3 necklaces available here. So I've got it written down right in front of me here. As the customers claim the jewelry, I will write their name down right across from the number. So before my live also, I will put a description of the jewelry here. Now, Paparazzi gives all of their necklaces and all of their jewelry unique names, which is great. I love the names. So for instance, we have the Fringe Fabulous Silver Necklace. So the reason I don't use the names when I write them down in my book is because I'm not going to remember which necklace is the Fringe Fabulous Silver Necklace. So what I do is I put a description. So I may write gunmetal short necklace with loops, or red and silver long necklace. So that way, if somebody refers to a necklace after my Facebook Live or sends me a message on Facebook and says, hey, Denise, I really loved that long necklace with the red beads. If I describe it that way, I'll know exactly which one they're talking about. So that's the way I like to do it, is just to put a description on there and mark that in my book. So as I am showing the piece of jewelry, I will tell them the number. I will usually just tell them the number, but I also have these numbers that you can purchase on Amazon. So these numbers, they're backwards. So there's, you can show it this way or backwards. Because when you're on Facebook Live, everything is backwards on there. So you got the flexibility of using either side on the numbers here. So what I'll do is I will hold the number up with the piece of jewelry and show them, okay, this is number 1, and I'm showing the jewelry. So that way they've got the number and they know how to claim it then. So those numbers are available, like I said, on Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive, and I like these because they're nice and bright and bold. So there's no question on what number that you are using or calling out. Sometimes I will admit that I forget to use the numbers, and I just call out the numbers by what's written on my envelope here. And usually my customers are pretty good where they'll remember that. But I would suggest using the numbers just because most people like a visual, and especially if somebody goes back to watch the video, the visual of seeing the numbers, that might be a little bit easier. So as they claim the pieces, I write their name in the book here. And like I said, I will know how many pieces I have. So this particular necklace here, I believe I had 2 of them. So I've got 2 people's names written down there. So that's how I do it. I don't package the jewelry up right away during my live and put it aside for a customer. I just write everything down, move on to the next piece. And then I'll tell you what I do after my live to sort out my jewelry. During my live videos also, another thing that I do, and my customers all know this, is I do a drawing at the end of every live that I do. This is my famous pink bag that I have had ever since I started selling paparazzi jewelry. I just grabbed, those leftover gift bags that you have at home that you use for gifts. This was a pink one. I said it's perfect for paparazzi. So I have used this ever since the beginning. So my customers know when I pull out the pink bag, they know what this is used for. So I have pre-cut pieces of paper that I have in front of me here during every live, and I will ask my customers to, if they share my live video, to comment that they shared, and I will enter their name into a drawing. The other thing that I will ask my customers is if you have invited a friend to join one of my live videos and your friend comes on to say hello and mentions that you had invited them, I will put their friend's name on a piece of paper here along with the person who invited them and enter their name into my drawing here. So that way I kind of encourage people to invite their friends to my live videos, and that's how they get their name into a drawing. I tell you, every week everybody wants to get their name in my drawing because somebody wins a free piece of jewelry at the end of the show. Sometimes I'll give away, 1 or 2 pieces. I might give away 3 or 4 pieces. So it all depends on how the show goes. So, everybody wants to get their name in there. So I try to keep the excitement up with that. So that is one thing that I do during my live. If another suggestion that I have is your scenery behind you want to make sure is clean and attractive looking. So let's say somebody is scrolling through Facebook. They have no idea who you are and what you're doing. They're scrolling through and they see all this jewelry hanging behind you and they're like, whoa, let me stop and check this out. What is this girl selling? So I highly suggest that you do have your jewelry set up behind you. That way people will know what you're doing and it'll kind of spark their interest a little bit. So make sure that you have a nice clean background, attractive background that is going to attract somebody to stop and want to watch your video. The other thing I highly suggest is wear the jewelry. Always, always, always wear the jewelry. When I'm doing a Facebook Live, I always wear a piece that is going to be for sale, something that I have more than one of. Or even if I just have one, I always will let them know that the piece of jewelry that I'm wearing is for sale. I always wear a necklace, earrings. I always wear some sort of a paparazzi ring. And I always have some sort of a paparazzi bling bracelet on. So make sure you are always, always wearing your jewelry. You will definitely sell more by wearing your jewelry. So I have to tell you, I have shown pieces in the past where I have not worn that particular piece, have showed the piece, nobody buys it. So I let it go for a couple of weeks, and then I may decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to try to wear that necklace this week and let's see what happens. Every time I end up wearing a necklace, I can say probably every live that I have put on and I've worn a necklace, I've sold the necklace that I'm wearing. Usually even before I talk about the necklace being for sale, somebody's always asking me, what about that necklace that you have on? Are you selling that? I want one of those. So I highly suggest that you wear your jewelry, and I would say 9 times out of 10, you are going to sell what you're wearing. They want to see what it looks like when it's on you. When you're holding it up and displaying it, I have my little velvet display here that I use. You can hold it up. They can see the beauty of the jewelry, and you're showing it up close so that they can see the detail. And when you hang it on your display, but it always looks nicer when you are wearing it so they can really see what it looks like on a live person. So I highly suggest that you wear your jewelry. Okay, so let's go through the steps again. So I have my envelopes off to the side here. I show my jewelry, I put it back in the envelope, and then I have a box next to me on the right side here, and I put my envelopes in there so that I can go back after the show and reference to what numbers I had. So after my jewelry show is over, I have everything written down in my book here. So what I do then is I will show you off to the side in a second here. I have blue baskets that I will put everybody's name who purchased jewelry for that evening. I'll put their name on a card. I have index cards in front of me here, and I keep my regular customers. I will make a card for them, put their name on here, and keep it alphabetized in my box. And then I also have some blank ones in the back here for new customers. And these are just plain old index cards. Just, you can buy these at the dollar store. And this is just a plain old box that I purchased from the dollar store. So what I'll do is I will take a blue basket, and I will put the customer's card in the basket, and then I will go through my book and start pulling the numbers. Okay, Mary wanted number 3, Susie wanted number 5. I will go through my envelopes and pull those pieces and put them in their basket. So that way I can double check everything and make sure that their order is correct. So when I talk about baskets, I will take the camera down and I will show you what I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna, I'll show you what's going on behind me here. So these are my boards. So actually, if you look on YouTube, there's many YouTube videos on how to put together your jewelry display boards. These are just laundry hamper racks, and then they have pegboards hanging from that. Very easy to make. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I did these myself. I chose not to paint my boards because I feel that the white makes the jewelry pop a little bit more, and it looks a little bit brighter in the background. I chose not to paint them, but I know some consultants paint them black or pink, whatever. You can do whatever you want. So anyway, these are my boards behind me, and off to the side here, I kind of leave an empty spot off to the side, and this is empty because as I get new jewelry in, this is where I will hang my jewelry, my excess of what I am showing. And then I have my boards kind of organized a little bit. I just put them together according to color. So if somebody does contact me and say, hey, Denise, can you tell me what kind of green necklaces you have? I know to go to my green necklaces and just kind of look in that area. So that's the way that I choose to organize that. I have my short necklaces on the top, and I have my long necklaces on the bottom. So, okay, so I'm going to show you what goes on the side here where I keep my jewelry. So let me flip the camera, and I'm going to show you. I have some shelving units that I just purchased from a local discount store. These are actually to put shoes on. So this is not a hard shelf. This is like a cloth shelf. And I thought this was perfect for my jewelry. So I have 2 racks right next to each other. These are the blue baskets I was talking about. So as somebody makes a purchase, I will put a card in the basket and put their purchase in here. Because, you know, sometimes somebody is going to buy more than one piece of jewelry. I've had those baskets overflowing before. So as they purchase, I put them in the basket after the show, and I alphabetize it up here so that it's just easier for me to find them. Then I will, once I send my invoices, I have a little orange piece of paper in here that says invoice sent. That tells me that I've sent their invoice and I'm just waiting for payment. Once I receive their payment, then that's when I mail it out to them. I want to show you the rest of how I store my jewelry. I also, every time I go to the dollar store or anywhere, I'm always buying things that I think I'm going to need. These containers I bought from the dollar store, and I just bought the labels from the dollar store too, so I have it labeled according to what is in each one. So, for instance, this is the Starlit Shimmer, the little kids' jewelry, the bracelets, the rings, the earrings, and then I just have the regular earrings here too. So these bins I also have down here where I have listed on there what I have in each bin. So bracelets, and then I have everything organized according to color. So if I know somebody is looking for a black long necklace, I've got all those necklaces in that bin there. If I think that, or if somebody's asking me for a blue necklace, then I've got a bin that says blue necklaces. So that's the way that I like to organize my jewelry, just so that I know exactly where to go if somebody is asking for a particular necklace or bracelet or whatever. So that's my jewelry setup. This is just miscellaneous supplies that I have as far as bags and tissue paper. And when you get your order in from Paparazzi, there's also this this bubble wrap that comes with it, and it's got the Paparazzi logo on there. I never throw this away. I roll it up and I save it, because you know what? When I'm doing my mailings, this is what I wrap my jewelry in to protect the jewelry when I'm sending it. Okay, let me show you a couple other things. This is my behind the scenes here. So this is my desk that I work at. And I sit here every day doing my paparazzi stuff. So here's my book. So as I'm pulling my jewelry orders, I highlight if I pull a piece of jewelry and put it in somebody's basket, I highlight it. So that tells me that I have pulled that jewelry and it's in the basket already. That's just the way I do it, just to keep me on track. So that's how I know that I put it in their basket. Another thing I wanted to show you, because I spoke about the dollar store. Whenever I go to the dollar store, I am constantly picking up things. So I purchased these bags. These are 10 paper bags. They're treat bags. So 10 in a package for $1. I keep these for my customers that I don't have to mail jewelry to, because I have a lot of friends that purchase from me. So I will put it in a cute little bag, put some tissue paper in there, staple it up, and this is how I give them their jewelry. There is also paparazzi bags that you can purchase from the paparazzi site. I also have some of those too. I don't use those all the time. I kind of trade back and forth between these bags and the paparazzi bags. Here's another idea too from the dollar store. These are clear plastic bags. There's 20 in a pack of this for $1, and then I'll put the jewelry in there too. So that's just kind of the way how I prepare the jewelry and get the jewelry ready to go. So anyway, I hope that this video helped you a little bit. The main thing that I would want to tell you is be as organized as possible before your lives, so that you're not spending a whole lot of time fumbling with the jewelry. It'll just be a smooth flow going from your jewelry already being prepared, you're showing your jewelry, and then putting your jewelry off to the side. That way it's a smooth transition, because you want to have fun during your lives. You're going to be interacting with your customers, talking with them. Your customers are going to share some personal stories with you. You can share personal stories with them. Just my advice to you is to have fun. I was scared to death the first live video that I did, but after that, I absolutely fell in love with it because I have so much fun with my customers. We laugh, we joke around, and it's great. And every week when you get new customers, the excitement will be there every week as you're making new connections and building a bigger customer base. You're just going to love it. So the more organized you are, the better your lives are going to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in becoming a paparazzi consultant and would like to join my team, please check the link below. I'm going to go ahead and post the link to my website. So if you're interested, please contact me. My name is Denise Shefschul, and thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.